Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Sunday Morning Talks. We're going to speak on this money. We're going into February. So that 1 month already gone. Did you make any good choices when it comes down to finance? Did you make the right step by opening up a brokerage account with Charles Schwab, Vanguard, Fidelity, BlackRock, any financial brokerage company? What's up, Major? This is not financial advice, as a disclaimer. Now, this is February. We got to start making decisions. If you haven't opened up a brokerage account already, we don't want to sit here and keep waiting. That's already 30 days that went by that you opened up an account. So I put on the wall some of the, not my top picks, but some of the picks I had in my portfolio that I had there for a while. So we're going to read off some of my picks that I'm always and glad that I do have. And Major President had gave me one, that VGT by Vanguard. I don't actually know what it's trading at this week because I haven't looked it up. But on this piece of paper, it's trading at $759. The 10-year high was at 22%, and the year-to-date is at 22%. The Spider S&P 500 ETL Trust is trading at $681. The 10-year high is at 15%, and the year-to-date is at 14.3%. Then you had the QQQ is trading at $621. The year-to-date is at 21%. The 10-year high is at 20%. And then you have the Roth RA, but I think everybody should get and maximize your contributions. If you don't do anything else, open up a Roth. It's very important. So a Roth is at the 10-year high at 14%, and the year-to-date, I think it was at 7%. Like I said, I haven't looked up anything this week. Cause I usually try to look up every other week. Then you got the Vanguard, the VOO. It's trading at $626. The 10-year high is at 15%, and the year-to-date last year was at 17%. So a lot of these companies are great companies you need to look into. Great company, you can put your money in it for long term. Because once you start investing, you got to have a long term goal, not no short term goal. Short term goal, some people can be a week. I made $5, I pulled my money out. Always have a long term goal. Don't invest and be afraid to leave your money in there. Because I only invest when I know that I ain't going to need. And if I lose it, I'm not going to dwell on it. So don't take your last looking for this hot fucking stock tip. It might never happen. What you got to do, you got to get with somebody that's very competent. You got to get with somebody or a company that's licensed, that's brokered, and that's insured. Don't listen to any random person on social media. Because a lot of people on social media and these platforms, they're talking about finance, they also going to start bagging. I call it a scammer effect. They always talk about some money or they selling something at the end. When you go to Charles Schwab Network, Bloomberg, Yahoo Finance, Kramer and Kramer, Mad Money, these people are not asking you for anything. All they're doing is talking about money, telling you what to invest in, how the market is going, what sectors is hot. That's what they're talking about. They're not talking about sending you the money. So be careful and mindful of that. So some of them stock picks, I know I said it kind of fast. So what I'm doing, I'm also put it on the wall. I want people to actually see it and hear it. And like I said, do your own due diligence. Don't listen to just a random guy on social media about finance. Because a lot of people will lead you astray because they hustling and they had a hustle mentality. I have a hustle mentality, but I don't have a user mentality. It's two different things. Give me a second. I'm putting them on the wall, and I want everybody to look this stuff up. And also make your own decisions. And you also can get on the phone and call. You also can get on the phone and call a brokerage company. Most of the brokerage companies, if you really think about it, they open 24/7, 365. I can get on the phone right now to call a brokerage company. If I choose to call a brokerage company right now, they would talk to me. Good morning, Nikki. So you don't have to always get information from a person on social media. call the top company. Let me make sure okay. If I want to call Charles Schwab right now, or Vanguard, they're going to answer the phone and listen to me. I can ask them a series of questions. They're going to be very competent. They're going to be very polite because it's their job to have people constantly coming in to their companies. It's their job is to make money for me because when I make money, the portfolio make money. They make money because they paid on a salary. They're not paid on the commission, which is a good thing because most people are paid on the commission. They're hustling. They tell you by Apple. They tell you by Microsoft. They tell you by this. Because every time you sell and trade and buy, they're making money. And no matter what, they get a percentage outside your portfolio. No matter the up and down, they're going to constantly make money. They want 1, sometimes 3 to 4 to 5%. It's all depending how big your portfolio is. But with Charles Schwab, if I invest in an S&P 500 ETF trust, they only charge me 0.01 or 2%. That's no money for somebody to manage your account who's highly competent. But y'all got to start taking these steps, man. Y'all got to start saying, hey, this is something I got to do. You know, I'm going to keep dwelling on it. Man, F the bar, F your girl, F your kids, F your dog, F clothes, F cars, all that. Now I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean that once you start taking care of yourself and putting yourself in a good financial situation, you can take care of your loved ones. You can make sure your kids have the best. You can make sure you have the best home, the best cars. But you got to start with investing. Now, I want everybody to look on the wall and follow Major. And the reason I say follow Major, because Major gave me some good insight on a stock tip. I was reluctant. I was resistant. I was like, nah, I don't know about that. No. He kept pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And I finally looked up Vanguard VGT. So everybody follow Major, because you can get good financial advice. And this is a follow for follow. Everybody, please tap the screen of the 5,000. Let's tap. Let's tap till your finger get tired. And go down the wall and follow people. Make sure they have an open account. Because this is a follow for follow. Make sure people have an open account. This is a follow for follow where we learning something. We'll be picking up game. We're picking up knowledge. Then you go to other people who also business owners. If you're a business owner, if you own a business, no matter where you own the company, please post it on the wall. Post your business. Post what you do so people can see you, and post how they can contact you. For follow Major. Major gave me a hell of a stock tip. He told me to buy VGT. I'm reluctant, but I went ahead and knuckled down. I looked it up, and I said, wow, let me get into this now. Because I know it still have an unlimited cap on how high it's going to go. So I ended up buying 43 shares. Now I have 54 shares. And I told myself each month, I'm going to at least buy 3 to 4 shares. I allowed myself for that. What's up, Anthony? And also follow Anthony Hall. So I tell people, do what you kind of got to do. And like I said, if you have a business, or whatever you do in your profession, if it's legit, put it on the wall and show people how they can contact you. Okay? And then, okay, let me see something. Hold on, give me a second. I'm going to look some more up. Okay, on this one, I got Apple Inc. Now, I still think Apple have a lot of room for growth. Apple is a technology company. Apple is still ahead of its time, and they still got a good product, and they got a good product team, and they got good management, and they got a hell of a CEO in Tim Cook. So, yes, sir. The evidence is the most powerful thing that you can get. Information and evidence and shit that you apply to your life. See, that's why, if you look at the media right now, they would throw a lot of propaganda out there because they know people ain't looking up the evidence. They ain't looking up the information. So you can use mind control on me. New Year, let's check we're good on life insurance, wills and trust for our family. Right. Another good one. Major said, let's check on New Year, let's check we're good on life insurance, wills and trust for our families. Now, I'm about to buy another insurance policy. I wasn't going to buy one. I'm going to let mine elapse. Because I get buried free by me being a veteran. And also, I was going to sit there And in my trust, my family be taken care of for the stuff that I own and the companies and businesses that I run. So they be taken care of. Then once I start talking to Major and other people, I say, you know what? Let me go ahead and look up an insurance policy. So I've been looking them up. So I've been looking up term policies. And me and my daughter was talking. If I get $1 million term policy, and once I die, turn it over to the trust, and the trust invest that $1 million on S&P 500 ETF, just say if it come in with 10%, that'd be 100,000. If it come in with 20% 1 year, that'd be 200,000. Now the 4 people that's inside my trust, right now, because I might end up getting some more grandkids, whatever. But the 4 people that's inside my trust, just say they made 20% on that $1 million, they're gonna be for that fund. I mean, for that insurance policy. That 200,000, they all can take 10% of that, and then they get 10% of the earnings and the proceeds from my real estate portfolio each year. They get 10% for each degree that they get. They can also take a loan from the trust to buy a piece of property, but the piece of property going to belong to the trust once they are deceased and they leave, but they got to pay the loan back without interest. So I got it set up pretty good for where my daughters and my granddaughter won't help this shit up. And my sister, well, she been in finance. She'd be a vice president of SunTrust Bank in Atlanta and Brookhaven. But now she got a mortgage company, a real estate company, so she know a lot about finance. And her husband is a stockbroker for Charles Schwab, so they're not gonna mess the money up. Silver went crazy, just starting to invest in silver. Yes, I haven't invested in any silver, but two of my ETF do have silver and gold in there. So I do not invest in the silver. But I do have physical gold. I've been buying physical gold for the last 2 years. I've been getting it at Costco's. For the last two years, I've been buying physical gold. So each month, I buy $300 worth of gold. It's not a lot, but over time, it's going to start building up. You know what I'm saying? So I do that because if something do happen with the dollar and the euro and the peso around the world, we know the world is backed on gold. So I will have a gold reserve, and then my family still can try to survive. So that's something you got to look into also. You get the physical gold and you can get the physical silver. But like I said, I haven't bought any silver. And now that silver is going up and silver is still fairly cheap compared to freaking gold, I'm going to start investing in silver also. So I always try to invest in stuff, man, that's going to make me money and keep money for me. Because we know the dollar bill is losing every day. That's why I tell people, stop putting your money under your fucking bed. You put $1 million in bed, go back 10 years, it's going to be $1 million with dust on the mold. You put $1 million in the S&P 500, that million might be another 1.5 you'd have made off that. So be mindful of what you do with your money, how you get your money, and what kind of money you're investing in. Like I said, physical silver and gold is the way to go. Thank you, Major. It's the way to go. And thanks also, Aunt, for what you said. But also, if you got enough money that you can afford a big insurance policy, go for it. Because I feel it's worth it. Because like I said, when I leave this planet, if I can leave them $1 million inside that trust, I know they'd be able to have money for the rest of their life. It might not be a lot, but it'd be some instead of giving them both $250,000. They buy a car, they might buy a house, or they might start tricking on their boyfriend, or they might start getting high with it. You never know what people are going to do. So if you ain't here in control of them and you can watch them and micromanage them, you never know what they're going to do with that money that you leave them. So the trust going to micromanage them because they're only going to be able to get a percentage of it, and they'll thank me later. They might not understand it now, which they do, because we always talk about certain stuff. And my daughter is very intelligent, my granddaughter, so we talk about shit, my sister. So they feel what I did is a blessing, because they're going to benefit for the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Then when they leave the planet, the grandchildren, their kids and grandkids, whoever they want to put inside the trust. Now with the trust, right now, it's a revocable trust, because I might have to go in there and pull some funds. But once I die, it's irrevocable. Nobody can change it. Because if I left a revocable, one of them going there, F it up, take all the money out. So irrevocable, once I leave this planet, no one can sit there and change nothing in there. Nothing. The courts can't change it. The The lawyers can't change it. My family can't change it. It's going to be etched in stone. I'm going to make sure they do the right thing, called. But my mother had died and left that insurance policy. Now, I can't actually say what my family members did, but I know what I did. The money that my mother left, I gave it to my brother-in-law, and he invested that money for me. Because at that time when she died, I wasn't really into the stock market. I knew about the stock market from reading about stuff in prison, but I didn't know a lot about it, But they gave me a leg up, so I took that money and invested in it. And then some of the other money, I bought me several pieces of property. So I don't know what my brothers did, my sister and them did, but that's what I did. So most people is not going to do what I do. They think that free money going to buy clothes and cars and jewelry. I know a guy. What's up, Gwen? I know a guy right now, and we cool. His grandmother had died. She left him almost $500,000 and a house. He no longer had a house, and he don't have $500,000. The man gambled that shit up, man, and lost the house within 3 years. All that shit is gone. So he did respect his granny by doing that shit. Her legacy is done because he didn't have financial knowledge, financial literacy. He didn't give a fuck. He was not, and he don't get high, none of that shit. The man he gambled all that shit up and gambled the house up in an excellent community, beautiful neighborhood. A lot of people would dream about living out there where it's growing up. And not even sure probably is powerful. Man is extremely powerful. I remember maybe about 15 years ago, might have been longer than that because I've been home in 20 years. So I'm going to say close to 20 years ago, I remember 50 Cent had an interview with somebody. What's up, President Blockchain? 50 Cent said in an interview that he have a $20 million insurance policy. I like, damn, that's a big insurance policy. But at that time, I had a $100,000 insurance policy. And I was being petty. So, man, I ain't trying to spend all that money on insurance policy. Fuck all that shit. What I'm going to do, they'd be cool with that. But at that time, I only had 2 kids. I didn't have no grandkids. So now I had grandkids. So now that I made more money, I realized, damn, if I done got $1 million or $2 million insurance policy back then when I was younger, in my 40s, it'd have been cheaper. So I am going to buy $1 million insurance policy because I want to make sure that they going to have something. What's up, nephew? I talked to Calcutta again, too. And I want to make sure that I have something that I can leave a value. Because when you start looking at the African-American population, we leave zero motherfucking generational wealth. Yeah, we might leave an old regular-ass house. The money is on to it, it's leaning. We're going to leave some old-ass cars and clothes and jewelry that somebody going to pawn. We don't leave generational wealth so for the next 30, 40 years. We don't do the Rockefeller shit. We don't do the Stranahan shit, the DuPont, the Kennedys, the Rothschild. We ain't doing that shit. We doing Ray and Lil Boosie shit. We not leaving stuff out here for our family can have something to constantly build on. That generational legacy got to keep going. Every Kennedy kid is born into the Kennedy family. If I can remember, it's worth either $1 million or $5 million at birth that go into a fund. So could you picture putting $1 million or $5 million in a fund when the kid is a day old for 18 years? That fucking kid gonna have $20 or $30 million. I'm guesstimating, y'all. So don't. That's not literally. I'm guesstimating, but they gonna have that kind of money. But we don't think like that. If your child is born today with all the information out there, if you can invest $1,000 a month for 18 years for your child will be a fucking millionaire by the time they're 18. They will be in college a millionaire. They can live off 10% while they're in college. That 10% can buy them a piece of property that y'all can purchase, and they can rent out rooms. They can save money. They can still be making money while they're in school. They ain't got to worry about getting a job unless they choose to while they're in school. Man, there's so many freaking ways that our kids can be wealthy. But we don't know. We know now. The people who don't know, it's your fault. I'm not blaming white supremacy. I'm not blaming the stock market. I'm not blaming none of this shit because nobody is racist no more when it comes down to money. If I'm LeBron James, the most racist motherfucker in the world, gonna deal with me. We don't know if Nike is prejudice or racist or white supremacist, but they're gonna deal with it. You can make some money. Different doors open up when you got money. It come down to being light green and dark green. And I'm not saying it to be braggadocious. The more money I get, the more money I get, the more money that them people see coming into my account each month. Them people at the bank be looking at me like, damn, what did it do? And then they might see my LLC, but they still don't know exactly what I do. They're like, what the fuck? So now when I go in there, they call me Mr. Such Mr. Such. Almost everybody in 2 to 3 of the branch offices know me from the front room to the motherfucking clerks. Because once they do that, they looking at you. And then I had took out several loans with the credit union and the banks, and I paid them back faster with lightning speed. So they're like, shit, we could use him. He making us money. And the custodial IRA for kids under 18, 100% write-off. Another great one. Thank Major. Follow Major in President Blockchain and follow Anthony Hall. And like I told people, see, like that, he just threw some information out there. A Roth IRA for kids under 18, 100% write-off. Can't beat that. So, y'all, so that's why I say we wasted 1 month. I'm not going to say everybody wasted 1 month, but some people been on here and wasted a month. Let's not waste February. February got to be a day of moving. So I'm going to read off the Charles Schwab, some of the funds I have on this one. I had Apple Inc. I have Microsoft Corp. Look up Luckin Coffee and Pure Storage. I'm going to put that on the wall also. I want everybody, every time I put something on the wall, man, please look it up. I'm not telling you to purchase anything, but please look this stuff up. Okay. Please look it up, because this is the way where you get information that coming out my portfolio, and everything inside my portfolio have made me money. And my portfolio is actually from Charles Schwab. Charles Schwab and Vanguard still manage my accounts. So everything I read out here is the one that made me money with Charles Schwab is a managed portfolio through Charles Schwab and Vanguard. So when I put information up here, I want y'all to look the information up. So this one is from Vanguard. I'm going to put some information up there from Vanguard, some of the funds that I invest in, because when I put the information up here, I want everybody to utilize it to their advantage. Because most people is not going to give you no information outside their portfolio. They're going to sound good. They're going to talk that good shit. They're going to have a suit on. They're going to have jewelry on. They're going to be in somebody else's residence. They're going to be driving somebody else's car. I don't do that, because I'm going to sit up here and get the information up, and God going to bring the right people to me on the platform to get the information. I love giving up the information. Like I told a person in the shop yesterday, we were talking about certain shit. I said, man, I don't do nothing for money. God bless me to get money. I do stuff because I like people. Now, those are the ones I do have in my Vanguard fund. And those are the ones I would love for y'all guys to look up. And then we're going to go over some more. I'm going to put on the wall. Do your own due diligence. Don't never listen to a random guy on social media about finance. Okay? This is my other account with the holding. It have a market value $91,526, $27,943, $8,500, $5,400, and $3,800 plus. So this portfolio right here is some of my top account holdings for this period. So I'm going to put that on the wall. And I know the real Derek and President Blockchain know about some of these. I don't know about anyone else, but I know these guys do. So hold on, give me a second. I'm going to put these on the wall. So what I'm going to start doing every day we come on here, I'm going to start putting the information on the wall, and I want people to look it up. So then people, if I talk too fast, which I do, I talk extremely fast, and I be trying to slow myself down, but the way my brain works is almost impossible. I do everything fucking fast. Move fast, cut hair fast. I don't know what it is, shit. If I use Vanguard and Fidelity. Both of those are great companies, DH. But what are you investing in, DH? If you don't mind, we asking. Because you might give up information that some of them can use. Are you in a Roth? Are you in a mutual fund, ETF? Because what other information people have on here, man, please share. Please share. Because one thing I know about this game, and Real Derek and putting the blockchain can tell you, most information you get out here, a lot of people ain't going to apply it to your life anyway, so you don't have to be a gatekeeper. Because most people ain't going to utilize the damn information anyway. So I hope everybody wrote them down. So what about putting a wall? Please write that information down. Because this is information you can utilize for the rest of your life. This information can change your life, change my life. I'm an individual that came out of prison. I was nervous. I was scared. I was confused. I didn't know how I was going to get no money. I didn't know if anybody was going to hire me because I never went through that situation before being incarcerated and coming home. I was a first-time offender on a large drug conspiracy case that I was charged with a leader organizer. And I ended up getting sentenced to 23 years because the judge had leniency on me. He gave me the low end of the guideline by me being a first-time offender, and he said I'm a Marine Corps veteran. And I thank God for that call. They were trying to give me 30-some years, but I ended up still getting almost 24. But I'd rather do 24 than 30. It's still 6 years different. But I was told, hold up, let me read that what he said. I got my 401k with Vanguard, Roth account. I have them all. You listed. Good job, DH. Good job. Good job. And make sure that you make your maximum contribution if you can afford to do that. If you can't afford to do that, hey, start driving Uber. Uber Eats, do anything to try to make that extra money, man. Because at the end of the day, this is your hustle period. Like me, the other day I was in a shop. Walk-in was coming. And I didn't have no appointments till later on. But like 4 walk-in came back. I passed them to the other bar. Dude said, yeah, your ass in retirement mode. In which I am in retirement mode, but I will never retire. I'm going to be 100 years old. I'm going to be going to the shop, effing with people, heckling people, having fun, keeping me youthful, being able to talk, trying to be a mentor. That's something I'm going to do for the rest of my life. So I would never actually retire for that. And my other businesses outside for the school program, they basically runs themselves. The real estate runs itself. The group home was ran by somebody else. And then once I trained a couple of individuals to take over the after school program, they're going to be able to do the same thing I do, and they're going to get them more money. And plus, I'm going to be getting money from the program. Like I said, I would never retire. Look at Warren Buffett. I'm saying, wait, DH, Warren Buffett worked all the way to about 100. Because he loved what he do, so that really ain't work to him. Like me, what I do is not work for me. And then, like I said, I'm around youth, and that shit keep me young. I can't go wrong. I'm in there talking to them about everything that's going on. I know about their fashion, about their culture, how they think, how they maneuver. And I can see some shit about to hit the fan. I might can stop it. Because I do have a big voice around this city because I'm known from back in the day and I'm known from now. But it was shocking. I had a conversation with a guy about what's going on with Don Lemon. We had the disagreeing agreement. And he was talking about the protest with George Floyd. And he talking about this protest. I said, well, a lot of this shit is turning violence. It's really a violent protest, not peaceful. And if people can't see that, there's something wrong with you. You can't blame law enforcement for standing up for what they doing because they following them, they heckling them, they all in their face. They going to the scene when they about to arrest somebody. That's overdoing it. No matter how you feel about politics, who you feel about the president is, this shit is bullshit. And he said something. I said, well, why y'all not protesting about all the gangs in your neighborhood? The killing, the shooting, the hustling. He tried to deflect it and made an excuse. I said, Mr. Unbelievable. I said, man, we just going to stop this conversation. I said, because I know you had gang ties. You from them areas. You a blood. So you ain't going to hear nothing I say, because you a 50-something-year-old man and you ain't even denounced it yet. So it's going to be hard me talking about we need to get the gangs, the infiltrators, the poison out of the community when you part of the problem. He said, no, I still work. Yeah, I'm still affiliated because they're my people. No, they ain't your people. I don't have no people who willing to go down and analyze some of my other people for a damn block that's not theirs, a community that's not theirs, a neighborhood that's not theirs. Having a motherfucker out there gang banging their own shit, you living with a girl in Section 8 and a white man shit. So I don't want to hear that. So until a person can tell me they doing the right thing and they for all, man, I'm not going to harm nobody because they red or blue or green or black. I'm not doing that shit, man, for these gangs. You got to outgrow certain stuff. When you become a man or a grown woman, you outgrow certain shit. I do real estate and logistics. Me too. I had 18 pieces of rental properties. And I also have real estate REITs. So let me put that on a wall too. So if you don't actually own real estate, you can get Simon Property Group. Simon Property Group. And Simon Property Group, you can purchase that, it's a real estate fund. And I love it because I made a lot of money with Simon Property Group. So you don't actually have to physically own property, but you still can invest in property, real estate, commercial building, malls and shit like that. So that's some of the stuff you can look up. So, man, it's so market, man, and it's wide open call. Like the Wall Street trapper always say, Wall Street look like us now. It's not a racist thing now. It's an everybody thing. It's a universal thing. People from all over the world now can get a couple of pennies and start investing. Fund rise as well. Yes. And also with the cryptocurrency. Hold up. I gotta find the one with cryptocurrency. Okay, well I can just wing it. Now, I was also in the shop talking about cryptocurrency. Now, a lot of people are still scared of cryptocurrency. Here we go. They don't understand crypto. Now, you got Binance, you got Coinbase, you got Crypto.com, you got Bitmark. Those are some of the changes in 1 inch that you can sit there and pour your money through. Now, I got Binance, I got Coinbase, and I got Crypto.com. But these are some of the cryptocurrency that I know we all can utilize. And the reason I say we can utilize because you can have a president that got in the Oval Office and told us with the sovereign wealth fund, what cryptocurrency the United States going to use. And he named the 5. And I'm going to put the 5 on the wall. And them 5, if you get out your feelings and start worrying about who in office and get some of this motherfucking money, your mindset will change. XRP, Cardano, Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. And I'm going to put maybe. He said maybe. He didn't say maybe, but this some of the experts are talking about. Now, those are the ones that President Trump and his administration are talking about. Because when Biden was in there, he was anti-cryptocurrency. Anti like a motherfucker. Now when you got the Genius Act and all these different acts out there when they try to get passed, once this stuff open up, company like XDC and XRP and Chainlink gonna make us so much money, especially XRP, because they're gonna start competing with a system called SWIFT that the banks use. It's faster, the fees are cheaper, and they're gonna make a lot of people a lot of money. So when he said about the scalability and environmentally friendly, you can't beat that design when it comes down to XRP and a cross-border payment system. So and the store value with Bitcoin is gonna be phenomenal. Some people predict Bitcoin to go over $1 million in the next 2 years. Now we know it went down, but that's how the market go up and down, up and down, up and down. But you look through historically about Bitcoin, every time it go down, it always shoot up like 10, 15 to 20x. So the high might have been 100 and I think 10,000. I'm not sure. I'm guesstimating again. It might go up to 150, 200,000 this next crypto cycle. So that's the stuff you got to start looking at. And then you got to look at the ISO 20. Stuff like that, man. There's a lot of things going that you can make money. But most importantly, you got to listen to your administration. Every administration tell you where they're going to pulling a lot of money at. And I tell people, I always listen to the people who are talking money. That's why I put up in Money Talk. If my president, your president, no matter you like him or not, he's still your fucking president, he going to tell us and teach us how to get money. His family is heavily into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. He have a son named Byron. They're like 19 or 20 that made like 80 million plus last year. And if he sell his holding to the Trump coin and shit like that, the Liberty shit, whatever it is, he can be have $500 million. So we got to start following the money. Get out your fucking feelings. Follow the money. If you're a Muslim or you're a Christian, if you read the Quran, you read the Bible, and also the 4 books of the Old Testament, it's the Torah. If you read these books, people always miss the message because of their ignorance. They listen, they follow idols. They following people. They doing demonic shit. They worshiping shit. That's the same thing when you listen to politics and these media programs. You will miss a hell of a message because you listening to the other people who had demonic issues. When you listen to people who actually giving you the right conscious advice, your mind, your attitude, your swagger, everything changed. The more I digest the right information and stop listening to propaganda, man, my life started flourishing. And I don't care you green, light green, medium green. I don't care you're white, Italian, Jewish, Hungarian. I don't care you're Democrat, Republican, Muslim, Catholic. I don't give a fuck. I care about somebody giving me the information that's going to change my life, going to change my family life, going to help me build generational wealth. That's how I live my life now. I don't care about how my brother and sister think if it ain't conducive to what I'm trying to go to. I don't care about what society think about some of the posts I make. Dude got mad I made a post the other day about Don Lemon. I said, why you in your feelings? Don Lemon ain't gonna fuck with you. Don Lemon is not your friend. Maxine Waters is not your friend. President Donald Trump is not your friend. LeBron James ain't your friend. Y'all in the barbershop arguing about Michael Jordan, LeBron James. Them motherfuckers ain't at home arguing about y'all motherfuckers. Y'all here ready to fight about 2 motherfuckers who would never talk to you, who would never pull their phones out and take a selfie with you with their phone. They sit there and do it because they got you, because cameras around. They don't want to sit like an asshole. So why? I don't care about politics. I don't care. I care about making money. I care about helping my people make money. I care about anybody who telling me, Tyrone, this is how you're going to make some money. Then I know they concerned about me. They care about me. So all this other stuff we went about, man, don't. Get all your money, get all your information and all your knowledge from YouTube, University about Finance. Go to CNBC, Bloomberg, Charles Schwab Network, Yahoo, Finance. Those are the people I'm going to listen to because they telling me how to get some money. I don't want to hear about no street shit. I don't want to hear about no gang shit. I don't want to hear who girl is a slut or who having sex. I don't care about all that shit. I don't care about who got on the line. I don't care about none of that shit because it's not conducive to the values that I'm trying to establish in my life. Let's talk about God. Let's go talk about what God wants us to do. I don't want to hear about that shit. So when people talk about that shit, I usually go in the back room. Sometimes I'll entertain the conversation when somebody says some shit that don't make no sense because I don't want the wrong information being in the shop or going out that door. I always tell people, look this up and research why it's on the actual facts. Because a lot of times people just be talking. I don't like people just be talking. Then when I start debating with you. But you really know what you're talking about, a lot of times I'm going to listen to you. Because once I see that you know what you're talking about, I'm going to dissect some of that information. But when you start talking about some bullshit, I try to shut it down because you don't want people to just tell people some bullshit, even if it's about finance, religion, about sex, about life, about anything. You got to shut it down as leaders. and true OGs and true women OGs, mama OGs. We got to shut that shit down. We got to stop passing false information out there. Stop listening to somebody because they got jury on. Stop listening to somebody because they taught that lingo. Stop listening to somebody because they done rent a motherfucker a high-priced premium car for a photo shoot. Stop listening to motherfucker walk through a neighborhood with a camera talking about, yeah, look how I'm living. Well, let me show you open up the door. Let me see them keys. Let me see that deed to that motherfucker. Let me see that mortgage loan to that motherfucker. If they don't do that, you know they just talking. Because a lot of people are good at what they do. Like, you look at more people on social media, and I know Major can contest to that, about 80% of the people on social media are frauds. They lying. They making shit up. Because I can tell you, because I know a lot of people. I know people like Cali Muscle. When they act like they're making all that money, driving all them exotic cars, and they wouldn't. People are leasing them cars to, loaning them cars to for photo shoots to build up their companies. Because they had a big following. Now he talking about that he broke. See, Jay Morrison stole from people. This shit is a game. You got to be really, 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 really careful. You see the dude Greg from Philadelphia talking about a house improvement. How many people he didn't scam. But people go for this dumb shit like, damn, you sending your hard-earned money to a motherfucker on social media that you don't even know. This shit is crazy to me. They fake and want you to pay them for the info. Right. Think about, man, you gave me some info that can help change my life. Didn't charge me a damn penny. I put info on here every day about finance. That's outside my portfolio that made me 7 figures. Free information. These people charge you for shit that you can Google. All you got to do is put in there, what's the S&P 500? What's the ETF? What's the stock? And just keep following people. Follow the program that actually talking money. People making millions of dollars on real networks telling you how to get some money. You know who I just really started following? At first, I didn't really like him until I started seeing, listening to him and understanding. Your man, the legend on Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful. I listen to him every day on YouTube. He be giving us some hell of an information. I'm like, damn. I'm like, this motherfucker really deep. He won, and I just started following about 2 months ago. Like, man, dude is deep as hell. And he know what he talking about. And I love following him and Mark Cuban. I'm like, man, these motherfuckers really, and the dude named Gary V. Gary V is real hyper. But man, these motherfuckers powerful. And they giving you free game. Tell kids don't talk to strangers, but adults sending money to strangers. Right. I never sit there and follow anybody information who starts selling product. I listen to Earn Your Leisure. I listen sometimes to Wall Street Trapper. I used to listen sometimes to Jay Morris because they all got some good information. But when they start sending money, I like, I even like to do Anthony. He used to be with Dave Ramsey. I listen to Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey might sell products, but they're not soliciting you for no money. I even emailed Dave Ramsey to try to get on his show, or to when he have phone caller call in. They hit me back and they said they're gonna have somebody contact me. So, but they didn't say they're gonna put me on the show where I might can talk about some finance on the phone about what I'm doing, and it's okay for me to buy a car that's worth $100,000. So I want him to break down everything I done made and see is that a good decision. Because most people gonna say it's not a good decision to buy a $100,000 car cash, but I feel it's a good decision because I made sure I saved and invest for it, and I'm making that decision based off the money that I made this year and last year. So, and it's not gonna be a strain on me. So right now I'm not exactly at 100,000. I'm at I think it's at 82,000, and I said by the time April come, if God willing, I had a flat out 100,000 that I can pull out of my brokerage account, and I can take that money, and also that money gonna be debt free because it's just sitting in the brokerage account. It never been invested. You know, once I had pulled it out, it never been invested. So a lot of people gonna say, well, man, you know that's a bad investment, man. You know that's a bad investment. Hey, bro, you shouldn't do that. Well, A lot of finance advisors said, don't buy, you can't pay for nothing 3 to 5 times, don't buy it. I can pay for that 10 times. I can afford to buy a $100,000 vehicle and won't miss the money. And I'm not saying that with arrogance, and now I'm saying it with being humble and got a lot of gratitude and glad that God put me in that situation. And I worked hard for 20 years. But I feel I deserve that because I'm in the fourth quarter of my life. I had the right to deserve to have fun with my money. Because a lot of people die before they get to enjoy their money. I'm going to show you a prime example. About a month ago, young guy unalived his mother and father. They were celebrities. He made a lot of movies, producer, director. And they maybe didn't fulfill all their fantasies and dreams because they still were making money. But damn, look how much money they left out here on the table. They didn't get to spend and enjoy it. So I'm in the fourth quarter of my life. God gonna bless me with another 30, 40 years easily. So for the next 30, 40 years, I'm gonna start living my fucking life because I done put enough resources into other people and making sure they're gonna be cool. So the money I'm gonna start having coming in from the real estate, the group home, the after school programs, that shit gonna start being spent on me. I'm gonna start having fun. I'm gonna buy some of the things I want. I'm gonna buy me a couple more luxury watches. I'm gonna buy me a car this year. God bless, I'm buying me next year. I'm gonna be able to put maybe $250,000 down on $250,000 down on a vacation home in the Turks and Caicos because I already been looking at the property. It's a new development that they're building. 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo would go for in that unit would go for I think it was $680,000. So if God gonna bless me, I'll make $250,000 next year. I can give him $250,000, give him another $250,000, another $250,000. Within 3 years, man, God bless, that shit will be paid off. But I had some for the rest of my life. So wasted. Yes, I ain't gonna say wasted because I got everybody set up. Once I leave, everything going into my fund. And once I buy this $1 million insurance policy next week, it's going to be more money for them. But it's not way because I got to live my life. I got to do the things I want to do for me. Because for the last 20 years after I came home from prison, I've been grinding. Even though I have bought cars, I do travel. I go out and eat every week. You know, I do a lot of things for myself, but I really want to start living my life. You know, I want to take more trips out the country. I want to skydive. I want to rappel. I want to scuba dive. There's a lot of things I want to do, man, that I feel it's time for me to enjoy my money. Well, Ryan, you don't know me, so I'm not even gonna go back and forth with somebody talking about something sounds selfish. You might got child support and maybe don't take care of your kids. So you talking to a man that you don't know by just saying stuff. See, that's the immaturity of people. I don't know Ryan, so I ain't gonna say nothing negative about Ryan. So if Ryan understand what I'm saying, he would know. But so don't nobody even follow him. Don't even comment, y'all. We're gonna keep doing what we're doing. But Mr. Ryan, I'm gonna pray for you, man. I hope the best for you. And I hope that you get some information from him while we're on this panel. So you gotta really start living your life. You gotta really start doing the thing that you want in life. And make sure you take care of the people that you love. If you're making money, make sure you set them up. And the people you don't love, fuck them. Because they ain't going to leave you nothing. But it's 4 people that's inside my trust. Don't nobody know who in there. But they can guesstimate it because they're the ones I actually really F with. You know, a lot of people will never be able to get inside there. Because some of the things they did, I might never say nothing. Some of the shit you did 40 years ago. But we still cool, but you ain't going to benefit off my death. And also, once you work so hard, it's time for you to do the thing that you need to do for you. I made generational wealth for my offspring, my grandkids. But I'm also making wealth for me. The next 40 years of my life, I'm going to have some fun. When I buy my new car, I'm going to make sure people know. I'm going to post it. And I'm going to thank God and give praises to God for putting me in that situation. When I get my vacation house, I'm going to let people know. Because I feel I should let people walk with me through my journey. Because if we do this shit together, then everybody can say, hey, he did it. He did almost 20 years in prison. He came home and stayed focused for 20 years. I just been home 20 years, and I accomplished a lot because I stayed focused. I went out there getting high. I went out there getting drunk. I went out there trying to party. I went out there tricking my money off. So a lot of things that I did because I worked hard as fuck. I didn't look for no hands out. I didn't get mad at people. I didn't feel nobody owed me call. You were making $40,000, $50,000 with me a week when I went to the joint. You didn't owe me shit. You didn't owe me nothing because I turned you into the plug when I went to prison. And you made millions of dollars while I was incarcerated. You ain't send me nothing. I don't care about that. Because having them dudes is no longer here. Some is incarcerated. Some did some time. Some came home. After the fact that I got locked up when they still were hustling. I came out here, stayed focused, and I grind. I talk about and I ask God every day what I want. I ask him. I tell him. And I focus on it. And I tell God to lead me. So also, you got to speak this into your life. And don't have a love for money where you do anything for it, but have a love for money that you'll work hard for that money can make a contribution to somebody else's life. I'm going to change some lives. I change lives every day. I change my children's lives, my grandchildren's lives. And also I'm changing my life and the people around me. I got a cousin that's incarcerated. Never met this man. One day me and his father was talking. His father's more like a brother to me. Because when they moved from Virginia, they came and moved with us to Ohio. They lived with us about 5 or 6 years till his mother graduated college. Then they ended up getting a house. Then the mother ended up getting a great job in Columbus, Ohio. Then the mother moved. And then they became adults. He went in the military like I did. Now he live in Cleveland, but he's like a brother more than a cousin. He was telling me about his son. He do sit in son money, and his sister do. They look out for him. But I said, man, give me your cash out. Because I said, I ain't going to write a motherfucker. You can give me my telephone number. I said, but I got it. And this was like 3 or 4 years ago. It don't miss a beat. I said, man, ask him how much can he spend. I think it's limited like $150. So I said, man, I'm going to do this, man. I'm going to send the dude to $150 every month. Every month on the first, I cash out his father $150. Have my cousin call and thank me? Yes. Have he wrote me a letter and thank me? Yes. And his father actually sent him money. But I made a vow that I'm going to send this man $150 each month. Because his father sent him that also in the system. So he got $400 or $500 each month on his books. You only just spend $150. Now, I don't know about the phone system, how that shit work. But I think they got to pay for their phone call. I don't think they may collect calls no more. Because a couple of times he called me, it wasn't collect. So, but you getting $400 to $500 a month on your account. If he say that for the next 10 years, because he got 10 years left, he can come home with $60,000. And I told him, I said, look, man, whatever your father send you, whatever I send you, that $3,000 a year. Whatever your sister send you, that's money you can save. That's $1,500 a year. You can live on that. Because more likely you're still in there working. So save that money, bro. So you come on, you going to have some because you don't know none of us going to still be here when you get out. So save that money. But like I said, as long as he incarcerated, he going to get $150. But for Christmas, I sent him $300 this year. For his birthday, I sent him $300. And I don't even know him. Never met my little cousin. My second cousin. Never met him. But like I said, his father, my first cousin, he my dude. He like my brother. Like I said, he like my brother more than cousin. Because we were raised together. So that's the thing you got to do, man. When you get money, make sure you share with people. I buy people food. I buy people liquor, what I shouldn't be doing. Because I keep a lot of liquor in there. So I give people cocktails free. I buy food for the shop. Taco Bell is maybe about a 3-minute walk, 4-minute walk from the barbershop. I'm going to just say 5 minutes because you walk the kids. Sometimes I tell the parents, hey, I'm about to walk the kids down there and get them some Taco Bell while they're working. So it might be 5 or 6 kids. We all walking down the barbershop. And all the parents know me, you know, and they trust me. Walk down there and get them Taco Bell. They come back, eat the Taco Bell, they get their hair cut. We got a game room built in the back room. So kids, you want to go in there, get in the game room, or you want to go live on social media alone, you ain't on there cussing, doing nothing stupid. We give them options, they can go in there and do it because a lot of them would never be able to afford a game room, a gaming system. And me and the barber say, you know what, we're going to do this for the kids. That's why I love the core people we have in that shop. None of them motherfuckers are selfish. None of them are selfish. None of them. None of them. And we're going to say, man, we're going to buy some pizza today. Like I was going to do it yesterday. But it was so freaking cold. I said, man, a lot of people ain't going to come. So if I go in there Saturday and I say, hey, man, I need $20 from each one of y'all, man. We about to go buy some pizzas. Ain't none of them going to say no. If I say, man, I need $30, man, for each one of y'all, man, we're going to buy some pizzas, some chips, some cheesy bread. None of them dudes going to say no. They never resisted. If I say, hey, man, I need $20 for each one of y'all, man, we can get a couple bottles before we shut down, man, we can drink with some of the customers. None of them going to say no. I got a very generous core dude that we work together. Do we argue? Yes. Do we bicker? Yes. Do we cuss each other out? Yes. But we still family up in that motherfucker. Somebody coming there with some bullshit, we on their ass. But that's what family do. Do we all give each other information? Yeah. Dion is the youngest in there, except for Kevin the youngest. What they about saying, baby? Dion 36, Kevin 33. I haven't learned a lot from Kevin. Because Kevin's still kind of rough around the edge. We working with him. And he getting there. But he went through a lot in life, being a product of the system all his life, being in different homes. So we working with him. But everybody who ever dealt with him that been in the system, they didn't contact me. Even his parole officer said they thanked me. And it shocked me. A parole officer comes and said, man, I really appreciate, man, you taking him in, man, and working with him, man. Then one of the sheriff from the county called me one day, said the same shit. A couple of referees knowing from they didn't contact me. That's why I said that's a good thing about having a community. And they said, man, I told him he in a good place because they know we got him. Yes, if I'm kind of hard on a 30-something-year-old man, yes, I'm on his ass. I done got him a book already to read. The Ways of the Superior Man. I done gave him the Bible and the Quran. I said, man, you're going to read one of these motherfuckers. Because I want you to learn about spiritualism. No, I need you to read The Ways of the Superior Man. Then I got him a book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I'm always telling you, man, then how you do with your money. Put your money on. Then I tell him, man, get you a second job. Well, I love barbering, man. We all love barbering, bro. But you notice everybody here got a second job. Black is a school teacher and a referee. Kevin is a school teacher, a barber, and he got foster kids. Marv is a manager at Kroger's, and he a barber. Dion had real estate, and he a fucking barber. You don't realize we all do something else? We don't just function on barbering. I said, so we need you to do that. And I said, I need you to open up a bank account. No. He said, I got a bank account. I need you to get you a Roth IRA account. So we're going to go to the bank and get him a Roth IRA together. We're going to open that shit up. And I'm going to make sure, man, hey, make sure this shit come out of your account. And I told him, man, look for another job. I went there yesterday. He go like, I appreciate it, man. Amazon just called me, man. I got an interview Wednesday. I said, congratulations, young man. That's growth. Don't just rely on this barber shit. No matter how much money you make at barber. It's on a bad week, I still make $1,000. On a good week, I might make $2,000. But we have bad weeks called snowstorms and shit like that. And we have bad months because from the middle of June all the way to August, the University of Toledo is shut down. Most of the kids go back home. But the beauty of being across the street from the University of Toledo, we always got a different group of kids coming in. And I'm right across the street. You can walk from the main campus to the shop in 5 minutes. I'm a fixture in the community. The university know me. The professor know me. The coaches know me. And they all trust me with their students and their kids. All the city council people trust me in that community. So I'm a fixture. The last 2 mayors come in here and had coffee with us. They didn't help me get grants. So when you start doing the right thing in the community, they don't give a fuck about your past. The superintendent of schools know I had a felony conviction for hustling. He's still taking a chance on me and my program to be in his school system. Because I done did stuff for them before, free of charge. Made sure we trained kids for self-defense wrestling, jiu-jitsu and judo. I train kids for that. Train kids over there where they got a boxing program at the Y now. Where they got a boxing program at the youth center. I go over there and get my time free a couple hours a day. That shit is priceless when people love you and get back to you. Don't want to tell people don't never be selfish with your time, man, because once you start helping people out, they won't start fucking with you. You'll be shocked how much stuff comes into your life when you start doing the right thing. Yeah. And I'll tell people, man, always stay focused. Always stay focused. No, stay focused on what you need to do. Stay focused on what other people need to do. And stay focused on the task. Never give up, man. Never give up. Now, we got 7 people here. I'm going to go down the wall real quick before we shut it down. User, I'm not going to tell anybody to follow you because I don't see a picture. You might have a private account. Robert, user again, Mocha, and Charging TV. Everybody, please follow. There's 7 people on the wall. 7 people, please follow the host. Once I look at your account, make sure you're not a bot or make sure you have an open account, I will follow you back. So please follow for follow, because I never know who a person is. You know what I'm saying? So we want to make sure you following the right people. You ain't following a bot. You ain't following a person doing no radical shit. And try to follow people who are going to give you information that you can apply to your life. Don't just be following people, man, just to be following. Make sure you follow Major Pressure. Make sure you follow Anthony Hall. Make sure you follow Prisoner Blockchain. Because a lot of times when they not even on here, I still get them shouts out because they always come out. Follow Niggy442. That's another great person you can do. Follow Niggy442. You can find them on my page. And like I said, man, I always appreciate everybody coming in for this quick hour because we get off some good information. And I thank y'all. Now I got to go ahead and get in the shower because I got some things to do. I got to go shopping. And I love y'all. And peace out. Os.